Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support what's going on here while getting amazing perks like the Discord community, have me play your deck, and my list and sideboard guides before tournaments, join the Patreon or YouTube membership. This channel is made possible by these amazing sponsors. Check them out and support them. Their links are in the video description. Thanks again for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll video. Today at the request of subscriber Crow, I am playing Modern Affinity. This is a classic Busto deck from the Mirrodin era of block constructed in Standard. Got a bunch of cards banned in it. And it was an early staple of Modern for a very long time. It was one of the first Modern decks, and it was tournament viable all the way up until the point where they banned MOX OPAL for unrelated reasons. But Affinity, like most things, most terrors from the past, are kind of beloved and have cult status in current day. And Crow asked me to brew an Affinity deck that used Blacksmith Skill and Kenku Artificer. I had to give the bad news that Kenku Artificer is a commander card, and you can't actually play it in Modern. But I did still end up brewing Blue-White Affinity with Blacksmith Skill in here. And what I found when I did a little research is there's tons of people still playing Affinity. There are pretty established cores for this, and then what you do with your splash colors or your flex slots is up to you. But the 4 Memnite, 4 Ornithopter, 4 Frogmite, all that's very clear. 4 Springleaf Drum, Cranial Plating is the payoff in an Affinity deck. Sojourner's Companion, Banded Pauper, 2 good. 7 mana, 4/4 with Affinity for artifacts and artifact land cycling. Edged out, it's Mirror Enforcer Compadre, which is the same card but without artifact land cycling. 4 Thought Monitor universally at the top end. And then where things get a little bit interesting is what's coming out of your Urza Saga. This particular list has Relic of Progenitus, Ginger Brute, and Shadow Spear. I got 2 Nettlecysts here. I saw a lot of decks with 1, but every time an opponent plays this card when I think I've stabilized, I feel like I'm suddenly in a lot of trouble just from 1 card. Got a lot of respect for this one. And then the split of Forging the Anchor and Thoughtcast is divided in the community. I've seen lists with 4 Forge and 0 Thoughtcast, and the other way around, and etc. I decided to split them because Forging the Anchor is a card I've never played with before. It's from Brothers War, which is a pretty recent release. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal any number of artifacts from them, and put them in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. This card is just nutso cracked in Affinity, where even most of your lands are artifacts in addition to every card in your deck, and most of these cost 1 or 0, and obviously that's what we're doing here. If Thoughtcast drawing 2 is good, Forging the Anchor is probably going to draw 3 or 4 on average. A big game, and I'm excited to try this new card. Blacksmith Skill is not a card usually included in Affinity. This strategy is trying to overload the opponent with too much stuff rather than protect any one important thing. Unlike Hammer, where protecting one important thing is the whole game plan. Hammer is where you find Blacksmith Skill used more commonly, but I made room for them because Crow asked me to, and hopefully we get some blowouts. This is Crow's Azorius Affinity. Let's get into it. I'm on the draw in round number 1 with a hand that can accelerate in Urza Saga. I'm going to keep it. There's no Thoughtcast or Forge in this hand, which is what I really want, but I get to turn 1 Springleaf Drum off Urza Saga, then use Memnite and Springleaf Drum to make constructs. Then we get going. A Flooded Strand strategy with Mishra's Bauble. This is probably... Is it Murktide? They baubled themselves, and another bauble. This one's looking at me. And they liked their card, kept it, didn't shuffle. Urza Saga is going in, and so is Springleaf Drum. The choice here is, do I play the Memnite now where they can bolt it and then I don't get 2 mana next turn? And I think the answer is no. I think I'm going to play Memnite next turn, then make my land drop and sequence in a way where they never have priority to bolt Memnite when I'm not ready to make a construct. And I'm just going to pass here for that reason. If I had more than 1 card here, more than 1 creature, or some other 1-drop to cast, I would just dump it in, but that's not the case. Dashing Ragavan. Well, that's a reason to put Memnite in play, but I'd still rather have a construct in between me and my opponent next turn. A Rag. I got a lot of cards that this deck can't use, like this Thought Monitor, for instance. Not super worried about a Ragavan hit. A Saga ticks up. They can't Spell Pierce Memnite. If they play Minor Misstep, they can counter Memnite. Just hope that doesn't happen. Memnite on the stack. Darksteel Citadel. Opponent does not get priority. Kill Memnite in between, and now I have 2 mana up, and I can put a 4/4 between my life total and this Ragavan. Okay, they're making their move anyway. They could be walking me into something here, but I have a 3/3. They have a 2/2. What are we going to do about this? This Murktide region has a 4/4? Sure is. I'm not impressed by that. I'm not going to lie. Okay, draw for turn. I can make another construct with the construct I made last turn. That's a 4/4. Then it pops into a 5/5, and then I dump out my other 4/4s, and we just go crazy. I probably want Shadow Spear here. Yeah, they've already had the Murktide. Relic doesn't help. I'll get Shadow Spear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need an untapped artifact to land, or I can play Springleaf Drum first. 7. Companion. Companion. That was sick. Okay, I got a pair of 9/9s here, and some 4/4s, and a Shadow Spear. If they don't main deck a Dress Down, they're in trouble. And even if they do, they still have these 4/4s and Shadow Spear to deal with. And they're dead. Not bad. Affinity stuff. Okay, we are playing against Is It Murktide? This deck could have Blood Moon, which is kind of annoying against my Saga stuff, but mostly isn't a big deal. Artifact lands under Blood Moon are still artifacts, so that doesn't change my affinity or anything. Portable Hole can kill DRCs and Ragavans, but is that even important? Is that what that's for? Etched Champion is a card that they would need Dress Down to answer. That's the question, is what do I cut if I'm doing all this? I think I can shave a Ginger Brute and go a little bigger. Yeah, I think just racing this deck is where I want to be. I could bring in Portable Holes, I could bring in Nile Spellbomb, I could bring in Haywire Might just in case they have Blood Moon. I don't think I care about most of those things though. I'm going to cut a Forging the Anchor as just my clunkiest card left in the deck, and then rock out here with this Affinity stuff. This hand is pretty slow. I think I'm going to send it. I don't have a Saga. I'm not accelerating anything really. I can turn to a Frogmite and then question mark. Mulligan that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a turn 2 Thought Monitor. I'm keeping this. And, ooh, I do have to bottom a card. If I bottom the Ornithopter, I don't have Thought Monitor anymore. I'm going to bottom Forge, even though that is exactly the type of card I want off of a mulligan. Island, Bauble. And it's my turn. A Frogmite, cool. I could dump all this out. Yeah, now that I have Frogmite, this gets a lot more interesting. And now they can't take me off with a burn spell. Got a bunch of creatures in play, and Thought Monitor costs 1 less, even if they have the burn spell. This basic island is kind of annoying. I hope they play Ledger Shredder. I could not be so lucky. Okay, Automaton is the type of card that could draw out a counterspell, and it hurts less than Thought Monitor, so that's perfect. In for 3. And here's Automaton. The one thing that would make me do something different here is that I don't have blue mana for the Thought Monitor if they Blood Moon. I would need to draw an Island or a Springleaf Drum. But if they play Blood Moon, they're just taking a bunch of damage. Okay, Unholy Heat. Metal Cyst, okay. Attack with Memnite. I hope they do something silly like Brazen Borrow, or I don't know. They seem to be thinking about something in combat here. Yeah, it sucks that Counterspell and Dress Down are both blowouts here, but I gotta cast the card that I have. Not getting better for me. Ooh, alright. Now they can start taking over and do whatever they want. My next mana source gets me Nettle Cyst, which is huge and makes every Ornithopter into a potentially lethal threat. Come on, untap mana source right now, please. Memnite, not a mana source. Not in this case. Sometimes it is. I am going to drop it. It's worth damage on this board where we're just sort of scrapping. It trades with Ragavan. A hardcast Fury right now would break my little heart. This looks like Murktide Regent, which I am weirdly glad of, because it's not a Fury. Okay, there's a Saga. Oh, here we go. I missed my window where counterspell's down. Spell Pierce would have gotten me either time, but let's hope this just resolves. But the Saga in the backdrop, doing a lot of work. And Nettlecyst is in. This is an enormous creature. 8/8, bigger than Murktide. Don't mind if I do. They've got 4 cards in hand, and we know they're not a counterspell. I don't think I'm going to block here. And how important is Ornithopter? It's not unimportant, but I am going to block. If I'm going to have a ton of artifacts, a ton of meat on this board. They have a sweeper at any point that's going to blow me out. And look at this. We just draw another Ornithopter. Immediately replace that one. Then I'll attack for 10. They've got something here. Otawara on my Germ. Sure. I'm not convinced that Otawara on Germ is better than Otawara on Nettlecyst, because it only cost me 2 to re-equip, but it cost me 3 to replay Nettle. And it's the same power and toughness either way. It's all good. I'm planning on winning with Urza Saga at this point. I'm not going to block this time. I want my Saga tokens to be as big as possible. 8/8. Springleaf Drum. Okay, thinking. Yeah, I guess I just keep making constructs here. Dress Down could be a blowout, but I'm willing to take that chance. Relic, Shadow Spear, Welding Jar. These are all kind of interesting. None of it stops Otawara or Brazen Borrower. Welding Jar at least stops a Braid. And I have a lethal attack here with a creature that can regenerate, so I'm going to get Dressed Down, or I'm not, I guess. Yep, Dressed Down, sure. Okay, take your 2. And then Nettlecyst is up next turn. Unholy Heat my Ornithopter. Yeah, I'm not going to Welding Jar that. Tap Spire Bluff. Canal. 3 cards still in hand. Explosives on 0. That's a beating. Guess I'm going to regenerate Memnite. Yeah, I think the 1 power is better than flying. Though obviously this Murktide has me dead pretty quick here. Lightning Bolt. Or do we just have 2 Lightning Bolts? Okay, yep. Tempoed me out. Well done. Okay, my turn to be on the play. Do I want Stubborn Denials in? Those can just blow out a Dress Down. I think Stubborn Denial is better than Blacksmith Skill for this matchup, because they have all these Wraths versus 1-for-1 removal. And they have 1-for-1 removal too, but as an Affinity deck, I don't care that much about it. This hand, not getting there on 1 land. Almost exciting. Gonna mulligan it. Okay, very excited. I'm gonna keep this hand, and Springleaf Drum plus Ornithopter is a combo. Do I need the drum, is the question. Or can I just dump out Ornithopter, Shadow Spear, then next turn Cranial Plating? I think I have to bottom the Shadow Spear. I want all the creatures, and Plating is too good. Darksteel Citadel, Springleaf Drum, and I'll play the Ornithopter. This does give them a chance to Unholy Heat my Ornithopter before it makes mana, but that card will be better later anyway. Plating, get in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This costs 2 and I only have 1. Oh, Spire is not an artifact, so I have even less than I thought. I should equip though. That is a thing I can do right now. Can't equip and attack, but I can at least get my Ornithopter chonky. They did not shock in the Steam Vents, which taking 2 here to cast a removal spell would have been worth the 4 damage they take from the Ornithopter, so I feel like they don't have one. Okay, that's a good one. They do have one, it's just that. Okay, I will make my attack, draw out the EE activation, and then just rebuild. Basically, pass the turn with the same board. That only kills the Ornithopter. Pretty low damage EE, all things considered. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make it 5. I could also just cast the Companion now, get a 4/4 into play. Yeah, I think having a 4/4 in play is better than a second Plating that's not equipped to anything, because I can Plating plus equip next turn also. 4/4 stuffs Ragavan. They're not at Unholy Heat yet. Never going to engineer explosive this. Literally not possible without some proliferate shenanigans. Tap out for Blood Moon. Tap out for 3/3 Murktide. That's embarrassing. A Razortide Bridge and Cranial Plating. Unfortunately, this land wasn't untapped. That would have been nice. I'm just going to bash for a Gajillion. Give them the chance to trade their Murktide. Or jump block with Murktide. Save 11 damage. Yeah. Murktide's dead. Not pretty. And they had to take themselves even further from Delirium to get that far. Fiery Islet. Emergency draw immediately. Fury. Yeah, Emergency Fury. Pitching Lightning Bolt. Unfortunately, they're approaching stability. Finding one of their 4 damage spells here. Tough beat. I'm going to cast Patchwork Automaton. Because I can use that to equip. Or they can counterspell it and just take a bunch of damage. That's fine. Okay. Take 6. I am all in here. EI. No second red source yet. Dragon's Rage Channeler. That can block. They do have Delirium. They'll have to fetch Shock to do it, though. Be a great turn to draw. What, Nettle Cyst? Shadow Spear? Shadow Spear. Which is on the bottom of my deck. That's not a great draw. The DRC has to attack, though, so if I just wait, we can hang out here, let 3 damage go by, and then I'm chilling with my 14 power to their 8 life. Tap land, 3 cards left. Take 3. Another chump block Murktide. Come on, something that gets through this. Oh, Welding Jars, the nuts. I eat the Murktide, save the Ornithopter. Oh no, they had the Bolt. Oh, counterspell. Them having to counterspell Welding Jar is pretty funny, but it sucks that they had it, because that was my way out of this. Do I attack? Let's see. What am I drawing towards? Nettle Cyst, Shadow Spear. Yeah, I'm gonna get the trade with the Murktide while I can. Leave them with a 1/1 in play and 1 card on top of their deck. Or 1 card in hand. Any cast effect, Forging the Anchor. Did I board out Gingerbread? I think I did. I did board out Gingerbread. Okay. Just need some creatures, some card advantage. I'll take an Ornithopter. I'm not greedy. You gotta counter it. Every threat's lethal. They do get the card selection here off of DRC. And they bend a Dress Down. Okay. Okay, they're drawing wild. They did achieve Delirium. Come on, spells. Oh, yes. That's a spell. Thought Monitor. Are we in? Oh, yeah, we're in. Automaton. Play Springleaf Drum. Get a trigger. Yeah, now we're cooking. Equip. And equip. I'm just going to pass the turn with 2 lethal threats. I don't need to not tap out here. They have so much mana that Ward 2 doesn't really do much anymore. They can't hardcast Fury and kill both creatures. That's good. Lightning Bolt and Ward 2. So they'll pay the toll. The last card in their hand has to be a removal spell or they're dead. Or a chump blocker. They've been Blood Moon. That was in their deck. Ah, they're dead. GG's. That was impressive. Just game 1, they were never in it. Game 2, they barely clawed back in. And then game 3, just cranial plating. Every creature is lethal. Welcome to 2002. Into the next round. If you've ever wanted to learn how to play poker, there's no better way than PokerCoaching.com's Master the Fundamentals course, which I'm excited to give all of you for free. This course is separated into 19 short sections that will make sure you understand everything you need to know to play well and beat your friends. The first section is on the rules of the game, then you'll learn about hand ranges, equity, basic strategies, and a whole lot more. By the end of the course, you'll know everything you need to know in order to give you the best chance of success at No Limit Hold'em. Check out the link in the video description to PokerCoaching.com/free crash course. On the draw in round 2, this hand's pretty good. Slow and steady, I'm going to keep it. My plan is going to be Misfault Bridge, go. And then turn 2, I can go Patchwork Automaton, Ornithopter trigger, Frogmite trigger, and have a 3/3 with Ward 2. We've got a Tangle Pool Bridge. This is some sort of affinity Okay, it's not an Affinity Mirror, it's Hardened Scales, sure. Which is kind of like an Affinity Mirror. Automaton, Ornithopter, Frogmite, big money. Didn't have room to get the Springleaf Drum in if I wanted all the triggers on my Automaton, which I do. Okay, so we've got an Urza Saga that can be 4/4. Memnite, trigger. Springleaf Drum, trigger. The Blacksmith's Guild might actually lead to a blowout here. I think I want to sandbag Shadow Spear and play Thoughtcast instead. I don't want them to know that Shadow Spear is coming. Thoughtcast. Ornithopter. I have both Blacksmith skills. Double blowout. I'm going to attack for 6. Damage done. 5/5 construct. 6/6 constructs that tutors up another thing. Good chance to get their own Shadow Spear here. Yes, indeed. 7/7 trample lifelink. Hardened Scales. Okay. And we're just going to end up in a Shadow Spear foot race here. I'm not going to Blacksmith skill or anything. I'll just get all this life back next turn. If I draw an untapped land, that's the best case scenario. That's a good card too, though. I'm going to draw cards. If I find an untapped land in my top 2 cards, I still get to Shadow Spear this turn, and my creature's even bigger. Got there. Shadow Spear. Equip to the Big O. And I can attack with all these creatures, because killing Zabaz is not bad for me. They do have Hardened Scales and the Ozolith, which could just go off on me. But I gained a lot of life there. Perfectly normal match of Modern happening right now. Arcbound Ravager, okay. Eating. That goes to 4. Yeah, we might just die here. Luckily, the size of construct is affected by how many artifacts are in play. So like Ravager is not pure profit here. It is a lot. Oh, I'm at 22. But that's not enough. Jesus, yeah, the Ozolith just kills me here. Wow, this deck. 27, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if I just had not attacked with Memnite, I could at least set up a chump block. Yep, that's the combo kill. Yikes. Okay, Portable Hole definitely coming in for this one. Haywire Might comes in for this one. I don't think I want the counter spells. Blacksmith skill. Sorry, buddy. You had a chance to shine that game, but then we just got comboed out instead. I don't think I want Welding Jar. Relic of Progenitus doesn't matter. Ginger Brew can slide under. I like that one. It might still end up getting cut, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I could go down to either 3 Frogmites or 3 Sojourner's Companions. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut one of the bigger ones. Get set up, don't lose, and then win. I actually have to play control against this deck, which is weird to say with this deck that I'm playing. This hand is real good. I'm going to keep it. Island Drum. I can Automaton plus Portable Hole next turn. Or Automaton plus Shadow Spear if they're not going to play a card I care about. Shadow Spear's in play. Aether Spellbomb costs 3 to bounce Automaton. Saga, okay. Walking Ballista. That dies to Portable Hole. Oh, I have 2 of these now. Okay, so I can forge the Anchor and then also Portable Hole. That's fun. Give me that Anchor. Put 3 tasty cards in my hand. One of them turns on Springleaf Drum and doesn't die to Walking Ballista. Put Ballista in a hole. They ping me for 1 on the way out. It's all good. And attack with my 4/4. Forging the Anchor was nice. It'll draw 3. Better than Thoughtcast. But it did cost 3 times as much, so hard to argue. My own Urza Saga. Life is good. Ginger Brute, get in. Haywire might get in. They don't have any blue mana to use the Spellbomb. I'm going to attack with my 6/6 and my 1/1 that can become unblockable. Okay, so give Ginger Brute fake haste, or fake unblockability. And then Construct can't block. And then second main, I'm gonna use Springleaf Drum to Portable Hole this construct token, and then use Haywire Might to kill Urza Saga. This might be really aggressive, but I feel like they're not really doing anything here. I don't want them to tutor a colored source and get the game going. They're dead on board right now. Yeah, I had an emergency draw card with Spellbomb. That's gone. Cool. Delver of Secrets, baby. Pithing Needle is not bad against their deck. I just don't know if I want to be that reactive. Like, I need to be proactive, name the correct card, and then also hope it lines up. I think the removal in my deck, those portable holds are great, and Haywire Might. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this plan. My Kingdom for a Springleaf Drum. This hand is almost playable, but I'm not going to keep it and risk missing a land drop and just dying. This one's better. Keep, and I think I send Forge. And the plating is exciting. Let's actually do math here. So I pass the turn with 3 artifacts in play. I think I need plating to count as an artifact. Yeah, I'm going to put Forge on the bottom. Drawing an untapped land in my first 2 draw steps will be very important here. That's not one of those. Drum, Mem Knight, Ornithopter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough. Or a Thought Monitor. Not even close. Darkbound Worker is a 2/2 from Hardened Scales. Zabaz is also a 2/2 from Hardened Scales. Springleaf Drum, number 2. Where does this get me? It gets me an artifact into play. I mean, Drum pays for itself and is also... Alright, so one Saga not being an artifact, actually a problem here. Okay, guess I am just tapping out for Cranial Plating. Hope I don't die, though there's a good chance that I do. Igmoth Nexus is in play Hardened Scales with 2 creatures that care about it. I don't actually know what the burst potential of this deck is. We're close to dead, but we're not actually dead here. Another Worker. Zabaz killed Worker to put counters on Worker. Okay, yeah. They don't have the poison kill right now. Springleaf Drum, number 3. Just what I wanted. Where's the Saga triggers? Probably Haywire Might that I need to get just to be alive a little longer. Haywire Might come into play. Springleaf Drum. This is where I start to unload. Thought Monitor will tap Mem Knight to arrive. Leave up my flying blocker and my removal spell. Yeah, now we're cooking. 4/4 for free. This 4/4 for free will also cast another Thought Monitor. And then that Thought Monitor will cast another Thought Monitor. Frogmite is free. I do need to find a green source. By tapping out this Springleaf Drum, I kind of give that up. Didn't get there, but hopefully I have enough blockers to be alive. Oh, it would have been way better to equip Cranial Plating than to play Gingerbrute here. But I think they're dead next turn. Okay, I'm in there. That was a big turn. God, what is this card? Murex. Add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if Murex entered the battlefield this turn. Create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might. Okay, sure. Okay, they do have the Ravager, which makes combat tricky, but I just have to block 2 things, basically. If they can even afford to attack. Oh, Zabaz doesn't naturally have flying, right? They have to pay for that, so I can block with whatever I want, even though most of my blockers have flying anyway. Just the 6/6 coming in. I'll block it with Ornithopter. That is my least important creature in play right now. If they have Team or Battle Rage, I guess I lose, but I'm not going to play around that ever. I don't know that to be a card that's in their deck. Okay, I'll begin my turn. Portable Hole, that's really good. Do I want to put Ravager in a hole or Hardened Scales in a hole? It's probably Ravager. I'll tap Mem Knight to do this. Portable Hole. I will at least make them commit with the Ravager rather than do tricksy stuff. And there's a good chance I end up with a lethal attack here by removing a blocker. I have not done the math yet. I'm going to do the math after I figure out what they do with a Ravager. They're activating Inkmoth, and they're going to pile up on the poisoned creature. Okay, so Worker is building up that would be 6, and then 7, 8, 9. I don't think killing Scales with Haywire Might here matters, because it's going to get to be a 10-10 anyway, which is the important number. They're ravaging that one onto Zabaz. Okay. 8, 8. Okay, they left Inkmoth Nexus at 9 poison, which is not lethal on its own. Okay. If I just attack with everything right now, a Darksteel Citadel. I guess I can't attack with everything because Cranial Plating needs to hold something first. None of their creatures have haste, so Cranial Plating, go onto the unblockable creature. That's good for 16, and if they block my best 2 creatures, they still take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Gingerbrute is fake unblockable. And I'm just going to turn my whole squad sideways. One of us is dead here. I don't know what they could have to stuff me. Just Dismember. That would be bad. If your 1 card in hand is Dismember, you win. Moment of Truth. Oh, they're tapping mana. They had the Dismember. Okay, GG. Am I actually dead, though? Zabaz can kill itself, right? Destroy target artifact you control. Yep, okay. Alright, I probably could have played around that. I committed to a line that if your 1 card was 1 card, and it was, if I just leave back, if I leave back Thought Monitor, that attack is lethal anyway, and I don't die on the backswing. That was just bad and greedy. Bad Magic the Gathering fundamentals on that attack. Shake it off. Next round.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
On the draw for round 3, my hand is kind of clunky. Any land gets there's a Saga going. I do have a turn 2 Frogmite. I'm going to keep this, even though it does need a little bit of help. I need a blue source, and then we're cooking. Verdant Catacombs, we're playing against Yawgmoth. There are not a lot of Verdant Catacombs decks in Modern right now. Llanowar Elves is not in Yawgmoth. We're playing against actual elves. Springleaf Drum is among the best cards I could have drawn. Now I have to figure out how to sequence this. If I go Citadel, Welding Jar, Drum this turn, next turn I can Frogmite. Okay, yeah, Citadel, Welding Jar, and Drum. Best now. Frogmite's not always a 0. If this was a 0, I would have sequenced differently and led on the Saga, but that's not what's going on here. Ooh, this could be Tivar Elves. I have that deck in my recording queue a couple weeks out. Tivar gives your creatures fake haste. Like, they can activate abilities the turn they arrive, and it reanimates cards from your graveyard. So black-green Tivar Elves is the old Modern elf deck with a gas pedal. It's a very cool deck. I'm looking forward to playing it. Varian Ranger. Yeah, this is what we're doing. They bounced their Overgrown Tomb. Play Elvish Archdruid. Okay, yep. Or they bounced their Forest. That makes more sense. Okay, we could reasonably die next turn. This is a lot of explosive potential, and I'm not doing much to say no to it. Darksteel Citadel gives me Frogmite for free. If I get Frogmite for free, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. That lets me forge the Anchor this turn. I give up on Urza Saga, but I don't know if that's actually doing anything anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to forge the Anchor this turn and try to go super deep here. I could also cast Thought Monitor right now. Yeah, I think I'd rather be on the board. Thought Monitor draws Springleaf Drum and Memnite. This gives me more stuff, including Sojourner's Companion. Okay, squad's here. Let's see what's in their squad, because their squad, good chance it's better than mine. Realm Walker. Okay, here comes their whole deck. Archdruid is good for 3 mana. Azuri off the top of the deck. That's a win con next turn. Untapping the Archdruid. It's good for 5 this time. Leaf Crown Visionary. Oh no. That one also came off the top of the deck. Whenever you cast an elf, you may pay green if you do draw a card. They are off here. Another Realm Walker, this one from hand. They can pay their green to draw a card. Pretty good stuff. I don't think there is a draw in my deck that can stabilize this. Certainly not that one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I will forge the anchor and see where we can go. Cranial Plating, Frogmite, Ornithopter. This is not enough. Azuri can just overrun for lethal next turn. I guess I'll drop my squad into play, play Cranial Plating, and pretend I have a chance. Hope they miss the lethal. I'm going to attack with Thought Monitor because they have lethal anyway, and the out I'm playing to is them getting excited about their combo and forgetting to just activate Overrun and kill me. Which I'd like to point out, Cranial Plating is lethal next turn, and they're lethal this turn. So this was just a play draw turn 4 Goldfish game on both decks. And they went first. Realm Walker from hand. They are drawing the card from it. There's nothing to be excited about yet. They can still Quarian Ranger to untap the Archdruid and then cast Azuri, or activate Azuri. Llanowar Elves from the top of the deck. Draws a card. Leaf Crown Visionary from the deck. Did not draw a card. This deck rules. Watching them go off, I'm just even more excited to play it, and I was already theoretically excited to play it. Leaf Elvish Visionary from the deck. They did draw a card. Quarian Ranger, untapped Elvish Archdruid. This is the moment where you figure out if they are messing up or if they're activating Azuri. They can even activate Azuri twice right now. They're drawing cards though. Elvish Archdruid, okay. They're at the magical 5 mana right now. If they float under this, I have a chance. Because it costs 5 to activate Azuri. They didn't draw cards though. Oh, they're playing Elvish Warmaster. Okay. They just drifted under the magical 5. Right now I gotta count if this is lethal without activating Azuri. God, Heritage Druid, their whole deck is coming. Alright, never mind. They're back in Azuri Town. We're so dead. They made this much flashier than it needed to be, but yeah, they got it. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna F6 and let them rip through this. I wonder if there's a true infinite in the deck, if they're just looping to find like 6 Azuri activations. A Quarian Ranger can untap the Archdruid again. Alright, I've seen enough. Cool deck. Okay, play draw, turn 4 Goldfish. Fair enough. Portable Hull's coming in. Metallic Rebuke could be solid if I'm ahead of them on the board. Pithing Needle could name Quarian Ranger. I don't know if that's actually good though. Probably not. Etch Champion is unblockable. Okay, Relic comes out. Sorry, Blacksmith Skill. Once again, I see why that's not included in these decks a lot of the time. Shadow Spear gives evasion in Trample. Welding Jar. They could be a Force of Vigor deck. Do I just accept death if they Force of Vigor me? Okay, Force of Vigor can get cut. Some Sojourner's Companions at the top end. And then that's 6 in, 6 out. Etch Champion and Pithing Needle are the maybes. Etch Champion being unblockable is pretty important. But it's also very slow. This is a 3-drop that I basically have no way to cheat. You can Springleaf Drum it on turn 2, but in a turn 4 Goldfish situation, I don't think that's the line. But can Shadow Spear win this game on its own? Because if I don't punch through their random shitters, then they can still stabilize. And maybe I just cut these Sojourner's Companions entirely and get Etch Champion in. Okay, I'm not convinced on that one, but I'm going for it. What are we doing here? We've got Ornithopter, Ginger Brute, Automaton. This hand is kind of fast. Got no disruption. I'll try it. Risky, but I'm in. And I'm going to save the Ornithopter for next turn to trigger the Automaton. Because it costs 0. What's the rush? Pressure's on, Ginger Brute. Elvish Mystic, they will not block. But I'd love to give them the opportunity to. I'm going to play Automaton now. I just realized I should have second mained the Urza Saga in case they Force a Vigor. Because Urza Saga gives them a second target for it. I don't even know if that's a good play, but I gave them a play I didn't have to give them. The Ornithopter, trigger, and pass the turn. War Master. Okay, they're gumming up the board with shitters, which is one of the things I was concerned about happening. The Etch Champion is here to combat that a little bit, but Heritage Druid, huge problem right now. When I land, I can equip plating to the flyer and get to work. I think I'd rather play Ornithopter and Etch Champion this turn, and then bash with my 4/4, offer the trade for their whole board, which I'm sure they won't take. And by making this play, I am betting that Etch Champion is better than a much larger construct token. In we go. Okay, they are chump blocking, which makes me think they're not going to let it rip with Heritage Druid next turn, or they have plenty of gas in the tank to do it without that. I hope it's the first one. Fetching Overgrown Tomb. Oh, is it Tyvor time? Black mana in the pool. Shaman of the pack. Okay. I take 5 here. Or just 4, because they stack their triggers backwards. I'll take it. Just 4. Could have been 5. Not upset. Thought Monitor. Okay. I'm going to tutor with Saga. Probably get Shadow Spear. I'm going to get Shadow Spear. And then I'm going to Thought Monitor. Urza Saga comes in. Now I'm going to ignore Shadow Spear and Cranial Plating and equip it to Etch Champion. I'm going to attack with my 6/6 Automaton and my unblockable Zillion. It would take a lot of material to beat Automaton in combat. Okay, I'll put you to 4. So you have to block, which is at least going to cost you this token, and every piece of material matters in Elves. Okay. Dead on board. I did not convert my turn 4 Goldfish. I have the turn 5 Goldfish. We'll see what they can do with their last 4 cards in hand. One of them's a land. Elvish War Master does not grant trample. It gets +2/+2 and Death Touch to the squad. They're also not a critical mask where I care about that. Reclamation Sage. That'll take out Cranial Plating. Disappointing. But it can't hit my important creatures. Or, I mean, Cranial Plating is the one that's killing them, so that is the target no matter what. But I still have 5 points of unblockable on board next turn if I equip Shadow Spear and then attack with the flyer and the unblockable. Yeah, this just doesn't matter. 2 cards left. And I can activate Ginger Brute. None of their creatures have haste. Yeah, I got a bunch of ways to poke through here. So I have lethal even through a removal spell this turn. And if they're bothering with Rex Sage, then they're clearly not about to combo off. 3 mana. What is it? Shaman of the Pack. That doesn't kill me. Okay, they're dead. I guess Force of Vigor, green card, still beats me. How do I play around all of the things? And I can cast this Thought Monitor at least. I still have enough mana to do everything I need to do. If I do this. Okay, Darksteel Citadel, Frogmite. Okay, so if I equip Shadow Spear to the untouchable creature, and then I give unblockable to Ginger Brute, even if they have Force of Vigor, they still take 3 here at minimum. Okay, this attack is good. And I'll keep getting in with my Automaton. It's bigger than everything. Just give them something to think about. Because Ginger Brute plus Champion is 3. Champion plus Monitor is 4. They can't take out enough things with a force there. Okay, I like how that went. They just had to play normal. They didn't hit their combo nuts that game. And then my turn 5 Goldfish got there. On the draw, I'm going to need some portable hulls or rebukes or something to slow them down. I don't think I can get away with a turn 5 win. Okay, I've got the hull and the white mana to cast it. This hand's pretty slow, but I hope it holds up to stability. Ancient Zig, look at you. Maybe Tyvar's not in this deck. I would not put Ancient Ziggurat in a Tyvar deck. Sucks that this land comes into play tapped. I would have much rather done that off of Memnite Springleaf Drum, but this is the hand I kept. Ziggurat also in your Quirion Ranger deck? Interesting. What are you doing with this that makes it worth the deck space? Because I just identified 2 non-bows at least. And this is a deck that frequently keeps hands on the strength of Forest, Llanowar Elves, Quarian Ranger. Okay, the Portable Hole looking a little sag here, but they did just miss a land drop. I mean, I will put into a hole a thing that I can put into a hole. Slow you down where I can. Portable Hole can't hit the Archdruid anyway. I'll take the Llanowar Elves because that one's better than Elvish Mystic, strictly based on nostalgia, which is the only reasonable thing to base any Magic decisions on, deck building or otherwise. Okay, Reflecting Pool, they found a land, so we know they have 4 spells in hand. Don't oof me, bro. Okay, we're just going Turbo Lord mode. Urza Saga, a welcome draw. Yeah, I'm going to get that poppin' now. And I'm going to put... Nettlecyst is bigger than Edge Champion, but Edge Champion is stronger, more solid, more stable, can block fearlessly. I'm going to go with Edge Champ. If I find that Cranial Plating, we're in business. Yeah, for as wimpy as their hand was, they have quite an engine online. They do have 4 mana. That's enough to cast Elves and start drawing cards. If they start drawing cards too long, they start winning. The Archdruid. That is the worst card that they could have had for me. That's the one that now unlocks the one gate that they had, which was mana. Because they have all sorts of engines. It also makes their tokens bigger than my 2/2. We've got a Forest and Quarian Ranger without the green to draw a card off it. But that gives you 2 shots with Archdruid next turn. Yeah, I think I missed my window here. And Elvish Mystic from hand. Okay, so the only card in their hand right now is Basic Forest. But they are in Swarm mode, where they could just get me for zillions. They can attack me for 7 this turn. I blocked the 4/4, and I have to take 3. Okay, so now I gotta put as much material as I can between me and my opponent. Urza Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts. I can make it 5, 6, and then play Thought Monitor for 1. I don't think that's enough, but I'm going to do what I can do. They are currently functionally hellbent. If they draw an elf for their turn, that draws a card, and then they're going nuts. If I can survive this turn, I get a lot of action next turn. Okay, opponent, draw a land, please. Or am I already dead to Warmaster? Just the +2/+2 buff? I think I am. Yeah, they're way too wide here. Even if they do brick, I think they still have me. They could even attack with Archdruid and then untap it and Warmaster. They can Warmaster more than once. Or no, this costs 7. Wow. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They can Warmaster more than once. 7 in the pool. Okay, they activated Warmaster. And they're going to activate Warmaster again. And then I'm dead. So they have another Warmaster. And that doesn't really matter, but why'd you play that first? Weird. Why didn't you play that first? Leaf Ground Visionary. Okay. Now they're drawing cards, going crazy. Drawn cards with Archdruid now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. They're all 6/6s or better. 5 times 6 is more than my life total. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, once again, I was a turn slow here. If I could have Portable Hold on turn 1, because they used their Elvish Mystic, missed a land drop, and still double spelled into 2 more Mystics. If I had cut that first Mana Dingus out from under them, then they would be a turn behind in development from where they are now. Or I could have waited on the hole and realized I was past the Llanowar Elves phase of the game and should have saved it for a Leaf Crown thing or an Elvish Warmaster. Yeah, maybe not respecting the 2 mana lords is where I was, because in my head I was like, next they're going to play Archdruid and I can't hold that. But they do have these other engines that I can put in a hole. What happens if I get another turn here? I tutor Shadow Spear. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I can play and equip Cranial Plating and equip Shadow Spear. I would have 10 artifacts in play, and that's 21 trample. 21 trample lifelink off the germ. Or, yeah, I would have to put it on the germ to gain the more life. Yeah, I mean, we're dead. It doesn't matter, but sick deck. On to the next one. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. It's round 4, and I'm finally on the play. Oh, this hand with a second land would be great. At current, it plays Cranial Plating on turn 2, and not really going fast. I think I can do better. Double Saga start with nothing to do with it. Do I go to 5 with Affinity? I guess I have to. Okay, rewarded on 5 with the most playable hand we've seen yet. I'm going to send Spire of Industry to the bottom, and I think Frogmite gets the other boot here. Okay. I think I am going to sandbag the Urza Saga this time. I can play Saga, Automaton, Memnite, get a trigger next turn, and if I draw a 1-drop, I can cast it, rather than try to accelerate the Saga. Ragavan, okay. Basic Mountain Ragavan, okay, we're playing against Breach. Alright, they're more Affinity than I am. That's cheating. Okay, Urza Saga. Patchwork Automaton. And Memnite, put a trigger on Automaton. Memnite can block this Ragavan. Rag's not getting through this turn. Even if they have the removal spell, I'll block with the other thing. We're on similar ideas here. They're doing it with much more expensive cards. Emery hits Mox Amber, Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Not happy about it, but there it is. Saga ticks up. I'm going to attack for 2. They're not going to block. And I am committed to the Saga life at this point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could tap all my mana to put Sojourner's Companion into play, but that just seems awful. Sojourner's Companion is soon will be smaller than my construct tokens and cost more mana to do, and it'll be free in a turn anyway. 1 card left in my opponent's hand. Yeah, they can't attack here because they don't have Delirium and my constructs are bigger than Lightning Bolt. Make a 4/4. Blacksmith Skill. Someday I'll cast that card. Make a 5/5. Tutor Relic of Progenitus. What are we doing? Okay, they're making a construct before I tutor Pithing Needle, which I'm not going to do, but they don't know that. Yeah, I want Relic of Progenitus here. I feel like I'm winning the Saga game, and I don't want to get tripped up by Breach. I am 1 mana short of Sojourner's Companion right now. Do I attack with my 6/6? I think I do. Yeah, I'm getting after it. I am the aggro deck. I have to make them dead. Oh, are we double blocking or just deleting Ragavan? Okay, that makes sense. Ragavan's not getting through anyway. You might as well protect your life total and put a card in your graveyard for future Breach considerations. Amber only taps for blue now, not red. They bobbled and liked what they saw. Didn't shuffle. I hate that. And they're not making a construct. Am I just getting comboed out right now? Tutored another bobble. That's a card that can be put in the graveyard immediately. Grinding Station, yeah, I might just be dead. Yep, cracking a fetch. Is making a construct going to kill me? If I had tutored up Relic and left up mana, this can't happen. Yep, guess I'm dead. Bummer. And this can't go wrong because they have enough artifacts in their graveyard that they'll never have to eat Thassa's Oracle to keep the chain going. Okay. It's technically tighter to look at their deck, but I know what's in their deck. That sucked. Just off by 1 mana or misplayed by 1 mana. But if I don't do that, then they just make a second construct and they're winning the construct fight. That's really tough. That's a tough spot for sure. Additional graveyard hate. I don't know if I need all 3 pieces. Don't know if I have sideboard room for all 3 pieces. Welding Jar's kind of whatever. Gingerbread's kind of whatever. Once again, Blacksmith Skill. So Blacksmith Skill, I put it in the deck because Crow asked me for it, but it's consistently not really lined up with our plan. So I think if you're interested in casting specifically Blacksmith Skill, you should be playing Hammer. And this deck is more about going wide and not caring about any particular game piece because they're all mostly replaceable. I can imagine situations, if you played 100 games, you'd probably find 10 or 15 spots where Blacksmith Skill is a blowout. But compared to just if this was another artifact of some kind. Like both the 7 and the 6 that I mulliganed in game 1 here contained Blacksmith skill, and if it was another piece of proactive thing I could do, I would have kept it. And then I'm going to do my normal shaving Sojourner's Companions to get us the rest of the way. Okay, there we go. These are cards, and I've chosen to play to the board rather than have counter spells. Hope that's right. Oof. No green or white for my interaction. I got a mulligan this one. Okay, I mean, this hand at least has Pithing Needle and Thoughtcast in it. I'll keep this one. And I think I have to bottom Haywire Might, as wild as that is. I'll send that away. And I think that triggering Automaton with Memnite will result in more damage than playing Memnite as a 1/1. Razortide Bridge, that's good. That's access to white mana for the future. My portable holes are active. Memnite trigger. I can Pithing Needle and Emery if one is played this turn. And play Thoughtcast next turn. Where's the Saga? Bauble, Emery. Okay, yep, there's the Emery. Which hit Engineered Explosives and Mox Amber. Fair enough. Ooh, okay. That's a banger. I'm gonna Pithing Needle and name Emery. I'm gonna sandbag the Relic. Emery, Lurker of the Loch is sleeping. Thoughtcast. Razortide Bridge, Ornithopter, and attack for 4. Their combo doesn't work with Emery turned off. So let's play to this for a while. Cranial Plating or Relic can show up next turn. Another Saga. Another Bauble. Thought Monitor. Oh baby, we're cooking. White is a better color than black for cards I can draw in this spot. Black's really only in the deck to equip Cranial Plating at instant speed. Okay, this is kind of dope. I'm not sure where this portable hole's going yet. I'm excited about it. Pelican Progenitus. My Automaton is much bigger than their constructs will be. I'll zap their graveyard. Good measure. And I'm going to attack with Automaton. 6/6 creature. They don't have Delirium. I could take away Delirium even if they did. Opponent's at 9. Cranial Plating on Thought Monitor kills them next turn. If they pivot onto Shadow Spear Beats, then don't have enough to equip it this turn. They're just never popping these baubles. These are stats. They're more valuable as stats than they are as cards right now. It'll be interesting what they do with their sagas, though. They're just floating mana. I don't think I care if they do get Pithing Needle here, because Emery's already off. So I don't need to pop Relic in response. And if I can distract them into needling Relic, then Cranial Plating gets to thrive. Mox Amber was the get. Okay. Their Spellbomb was already in hand. That's why they got Amber. Makes sense. Hallowed Fountain shocked in. That represents another construct. I'm going to pop Relic in the end step. It can't combo with Pithing Needle and play anyway, and 1 extra mana gives me Portable Hole and Cranial Plating. Let's draw that card. They're doing something in response, activating Unholy Heat. Okay. They got me with that. Basic Island, okay. Darksteel Citadel is better, though. I'm going to Portable Hole the Aether Spellbomb, and then I kill them with whatever they leave in play. Take your Spellbomb. And this puts them in sort of a shitty choice, because they don't want to bounce Thought Monitor if I don't have a way to kill. But the other things cost 0. I would probably just draw a card here. Yeah, that's what they ended up doing. Good call. Cranial Plating. Equip to Ornithopter. And you're dead. Cool. Navigated that one. Now we got to win one on the draw. We are a better affinity deck than them, but they're a better combo deck than us. So if we stuff the combo, we just got to beat the affinity deck. I think the same deck's going through. On the draw, I do need a land, but I have Drum Thopter Hole. I'm going to keep this. This is a pretty good start. Citadel, Ornithopter, Springleaf Drum, Portable Hole, your 1-drop, gets me Thoughtcast on turn 2, even if I miss the land drop. Bobble themselves. They do like what they saw. It didn't shuffle. There's the land. Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter. Maybe I'm supposed to sandbag the Ornithopter. Now it gets unholy heated in a way that I don't enjoy. But I will pass the turn. Do you just fire off an unholy heat on an Ornithopter because it represents 1 theoretical mana next turn? I don't even know if that's a good play. Much less if it's available to them at all. Got some 2 mana play here. Where? Okay, that's pretty good. I do still have colored mana through my Spire of Industry. That's not too bad. I'll take the opportunity to drop Cranial Plating this turn. That did slow me down, but it was not a big deal. I can still Thoughtcast this turn. Ledger Shredder. I will put that right in a hole. And I'm not going to entertain, if I don't draw an untapped blue source, I'm not going to entertain Thoughtcasting to trying to find the white source. I'm going to Portable Hole, equip Cranial Plating, bash for a bunch, and then next turn we can start talking about Thoughtcast again. Bobbled me. Hey, I found a blue source. It's too easy. Island, Portable Hole first, so they don't get to connive when I Thoughtcast. Put your creature in the hole. Thoughtcast. Ornithopter. And I'm going to equip and bash. I want to start hurting them. I can't hold up Haywire Might this turn anyway, so let's just put the damage on. I guess we could die this turn. No, you need Emery. Or if they go land, Grinding Station, Breach, Mill, and Amber. No, it takes 5 mana from nothing to start comboing, I think. Because you need a Legend in play for Amber to do anything. I think they could mill their whole deck from 4 mana, but not actually do anything with that. Here's mana number 4. Oh, I guess if you lead on the Legend, that gives you Mox Amber from hand. Is this Value Breach or am I dead? They could just cast Wear Tear from the graveyard. They could bobble me just to draw a card. Okay, yeah, they're just wearing. Fair enough. Good play. Okay, and then Breach is gone. That's not too bad. Nile Spellbomb's cool. I'm going to Thoughtcast first. Misvault Bridge. Haywire Might. Sojourner's Companion. Oh no, I'm 1 short. Okay, I can't actually cast Sojourner's Companion because I'm going to take out this Saga. I don't want anything that could happen with that Saga to actually happen. There's some temptation to chill and let it pop and fight over whatever comes out of it with Nile Spellbomb, but nah, let's just clear that. It represents a creature and a tutor. Ledger Shredder. And Expressive Iteration, and they get to connive. Now their, is it Tempo deck kicks in, which is another mode their deck has that mine doesn't. Discarded Otawara, 1 card in hand before this EI resolves. They've already made their land drop for the turn, so they need a 0 if they're gonna get paid off EI, which their deck does play a lot of. Did not find one. Exiled Urza Saga forever. Happy to see that go. Okay, I'm just gonna play into Ledger Shredder. It's fine. Shadow Spear. I'm gonna put Nile Spellbomb last, because if they discard something thinking that they're gonna be able to breach it, discarded a breach, that's fine. 4/4 creature, and then Nile Spellbomb comes in. I could equip now and just hold up Spellbomb where I don't get to draw a card. I think that's fine. Reasonable use of my mana. Not being dead is worth any number of cards to me. So they're not going to bash through my 5/5 lifelink. I'm not going to lose to a graveyard combo right now, even if I don't get to draw a card while I do it. EI. Found a land off EI. This deck does play Teferi sometimes, which would be reasonable on this board, I guess, but is generally pretty bad against my deck. If they even have one, I suspect it's not in right now. All right, we need a payoff here. We need a Thoughtcast, a Thought Monitor, a Forge the Well. Urza Saga's not bad. I'm going to attack with my 5/5. That's what it's for. Even if they make a construct, double block is ineffective here. If they have Unholy Heat, I can rip them off of Delirium and draw a card while I do it. Okay, they're at 6. Second main, drop the Urza Saga, get an engine online. They have multiple engines online. Not a fan of that, but I will get online the ones that I have. See if they pivot into Shadow Spear Beatdown. I'm ahead on that interaction. I'm worried about them needling my Spell Bomb and then going off, but okay. I'm going to Spell Bomb them now, actually. I just don't want that to happen. They might be able to generate from nothing. Oh, yeah, and here's the Unholy Heat that they telegraphed last turn. Okay, that's mostly fine, I guess. I'll have some more big creatures shortly. Portable Hole. Okay, that answers the Ledger Shredder. Answers Construct if I need it. Hope I'm still alive next turn. Are they just going to get their Spell Bomb here and try to make sure I don't get another big creature? Spell Bomb it is. Spell Bomb, emergency draw a card. I love that. They're just trying to get anything going here. They're not even trying to defend themselves. And they probably think that 2-4 is bigger than the whole board, but I have the whole. Uh-oh, this looks like a prismatic ending. Okay, they went after Shadow Spear instead of unlocking their other Ledger Shredder. Not that this is good for me, but they both have their pros and cons. Emery, uh-oh. Oh, their Battlecruiser's operational here, at least for a turn or two. I do have Relic in my deck I can rip here, and Relic appears next turn, whether I rip it or not. A good card, Automaton. Automaton is not the criteria for a good card on this board, because if I play that, then I can't also hole and activate. In the hole we go. Take the Shredder. Attack for 2. I do at least have that attack available. And their Thassa's Oracle already got exiled. They may or may not even be able to breach combo at this point. They can cast either Spellbomb or Mox Amber from the graveyard. One more time, then Relic blanks it. Which was Bauble, if they'd rather just draw cards. Bobbling themselves, using that fetch land. Put it to work. Targeting Spellbomb. There's the Spellbomb. That can keep my Construct out of play. Make my Construct. It's an 8/8. It's absolutely enormous. They draw for turn. They didn't shuffle, so they like this card. And I'll make the other Construct. I'm going to tutor Relic, which is a card they have seen if they choose to play around it. Relic of Progenitus is in. Attack with the 2 creatures that are worth attacking with. They block Frogmite, but when they bounce with Spellbomb, the Construct will be smaller than Frogmite again. They could also just go to 2. That's an option they have. Okay, it looks like they're taking the chump block, clearing the 10/10. Blacksmith skill would have been the blowout there. Damn, it's not in the deck. And I'll drop a Springleaf Drum for good measure. Keep my Constructs flush. And a cheeky little tap of my Relic of Progenitus. Not that that's doing anything. Still keeping that fetch land in play. Are they out of fetchables, or do they think 4 is different than 3 and that they don't need that extra mana to win? I will pop Relic as soon as they activate Emery. Like so. Get rid of them. Knight, what a twist. Okay, the rubber has officially met the road. Opponents at 4 with 3 cards in hand. No graveyard. I don't think they could combo even if they had a graveyard. This kills Frogmite, or this leaves Frogmite, kills everything else. So Frogmite can put them to 2. But we're going to get an EI in between. Alright, EI was a good find. And it's a powerful thing to loop with Emery, because if they EI my portable holes next turn, they have all their Ledger Shredders back. Okay, they played Mox Amber and then immediately killed it themselves with their own explosives. Fair enough. Saga, always a welcome draw. Frogmite puts you to 2. Frogmite is very difficult to kill with engineered explosives. All right, I'm just going to dump out all my junk now. If they EE for 1 to get back their portable holes next turn, or get back their Ledger Shredders next turn, that doesn't kill any of my creatures. They've also been taking their sweet time for this whole match, and I'm just under 14 minutes, and they're just under 4. Should have let them combo out game 1. They'd be dead already. They're starting with an EI. They need more. They're going to need a non-fetch land if they're going to engineer explosives for 1. Here's a fetch land. That's not helpful, because one of these 2 fetch lands in play is useless. Mox Amber is the play. I wonder if they don't see the portable hole line, or if they're actually trying to win right now. Is that even possible? Okay, they're at 1. Okay, they do have the breach. Let's see if there's another Thassa's Oracle in here. One of them's already in exile. I don't know if they usually play 2. But I guess we're going to see it. Good luck. Have fun. This isn't a super click-heavy combo, so I'm not really worried about them being at 2 minutes on their clock, though I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a factor at all. Blue in the pool. That does cast Thassa's Oracle if they still have one. Emery just hit the graveyard. 8 cards left in their deck. Another Breach. Ledger Shredder. 3 cards left between their deck and hand. Moment of truth. Nope, 1 card left in their hand. Is it Thassa's Oracle? Do you have 2 of these somehow? I've never seen that before. That is not to say it's impossible. I've just certainly never seen it. Okay. Then there was a several second pause and a concession. Got it. Cool. Yeah. I would have had to just take my medicine on the Relic of Progenitus, either Spellbomb loop, if Thassa's Oracle wasn't already exiled. But because I was exiled, I could be a little more aggressive with my graveyard hate. And nothing to worry about. They can't combo. They only play one of these. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw in the final round with kind of a stinker hand, a little too slow. I'm going to mulligan this. This one does deploy a bunch of crap really quickly. I'm going to keep. It does need a payoff, but I do play kind of a lot of those. Maybe it's right to go to 5, but if I just draw 1 Thoughtcast or whatever, I'm in business. I want to lead on Razortide Bridge, and I think I'm actually going to just pass here. I can't get the Frogmite down because I played the tap land, and if I drop these, if I draw a, whatever the thing is called, Automaton, Adaptive Automaton, I'd rather it be a 3-3 or a 4-4 than 1-1. Unclaimed territory on Insect, so they have a Grist. Yuck. Oh, Pyre of Heroes. Okay, so this is some sort of nonsense combo deck. And I am going to hold up the Blacksmith skill rather than drop Cranial Plating. Let's hope they go for a Grist kill. Or if they play, even is the combo. I forget what it is. Oh, your humans baked into this combo. So what this deck does is it plays a ton of changelings, and then Grist can just like delete the whole deck and go infinite. All right, we're going to get paid on Blacksmith skill, finally. And assuming that's even what's happening, this could just be humans with Grist in it for some reason. But I don't know. This looks suspicious to me. All right, Blacksmith skill on the Ornithopter. They correctly identified that the flying creature is the one they need to be worried about. Blowout City. Oh, they can't even attack. And they're going to kill Frogmite. Cool. Another skill. That... If I navigate this next turn, it'll be pretty good. I have to spend a turn killing Grist, though. I think is actually a bit of a problem for me. Okay, here we are. Blacksmith skill in the tank. If I untap here, we actually have a reasonable shot at a race. If they can clear Ornithopter or Plating now, I'm in trouble. Another Courtyard, also naming human. Another Hierarch that does represent a bunch of damage between Exalted and Champ triggers. 1 card left, though. And Charming Prince, this is going to flicker Reflector Mage, which unfortunately will come back this turn where I don't get to untap. That was a pretty good last card to have. And you get to bash for 6. Alright, fine. Yep, Ornithopter bounced. Let's see what we can do here. Just draw another Ornithopter. Cool, perfect. Because I've got a 5-1. It can become a 7-3. With Blacksmith skill, so I need them to not draw another human. I'm 1 artifact short of eating Champion of the Parish if I had another. If they add another human. God. Okay. That certainly happened. If they're just going to keep hacking with the 9 power creature, I'm going to wait. Just put a bunch of zeros in front of it starting next turn. I'm not giving them this trade or this jump. Okay, they're back to Hellbent. Come on, deck. Time for a Thought Monitor. Or a Forge the Anchor or something. Thought Monitor would be my favorite, though. Nettle Cyst is not bad. That is a big O. Ornithopter. Here's the other Ornithopter I drew. Surprise. Then big O, Nettle Cyst. And I guess I attack with Memnite, or do I line up a double block on Champion? Yeah, I'm going to line up a double block on Champion, try to clear this big creature, and then Nettle Cyst will take over the game. Okay, don't draw a good card right now. Draw a land. Oh no, they're tapping multiple mana. Did they draw Bugler? Oh my god. Adeline Resplendent Cathar. Equal to the number of creatures you control when you attack for each opponent. Pick a human. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. I mean, this creature is huge, but, annoying. They started to attack with everything. I think the attack is still just with the Champion of the Parish, because if they attack with everything, I get much easier blocks. I'm still taking this double block here, and I'll suck up this 1 damage for free here. Blacksmith's Skill protecting my Nettle-Cysted Ornithopter next turn is going to be the big play of the game, the Pog. The basic island, not what I'm looking for, but that lets me equip Nettle-Cyst to an Ornithopter. And how dead am I? I'm at 5, so the answer is very dead. Okay. I'll equip Cranial Plating to another Ornithopter. Then if they swing out, they're in trouble. Or that's not even true. I'm exactly dead, even if they swing out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah, oh no, I'm at 5. Okay, I have 1 life to play with here. Okay, pass the turn. Hope I get another one. If they draw Thalia's Lieutenant, I lose. Removal spells are actually fine because I have the skill. Adeline is a 7/4. Pretty big. She'll be 8 when I have to block her. Just got to keep that in mind. She'll be much bigger than that if they attack with just her, though, because of the triple exalted. Okay, they did attack with everything, which means I block the Reflector Mage with the 6/8, and then I can block Adeline with the Ornithopter, and then I can Blacksmith Skill, go to 1, keep both my creatures. And then there are live outs for me to just blast next turn. Forge the Anchor could win me this. String of draws off of a cast effect could win me this. Forge the Anchor for lethal. Come on, that's what I want right now. Forge the Anchor. Okay, and we're dead for Xaxes. This... I didn't even need Forge the Anchor. I literally just needed an artifact. Or no, that's not true. I needed several artifacts. Okay. Yeah, I needed 3 artifacts. Okay, Urza Saga is none of the above, and I'm dead for Xaxes here. Disappointing. That was a scrappy one. And Blacksmith Skill actually did show up and do good work. That does not necessarily mean I'm going to leave it in the deck, though. I think Edge Champion is really good here. Just unblockable and unkillable. Do good things. I don't want to Rebuke. They're a Cavern of Souls deck. Graveyard Hate doesn't matter. And yeah, unfortunately, Blacksmith Skill, if I had been able to get on board with some of these cards, rather than protect the meager offerings I had, I think that's a better line. The removal is mostly bounce-based, so I don't think I need to Welding Jar. And I want all my payoffs, and I guess I'll shave one of the 7s as I do. Okay, this is the plan. On the play, this hand does not do anything, really. I'm going to mulligan it. This one cooks. Let's go. I'm going to keep it and bottom Spire of Industry. Or, yeah, Spire of Industry to the bottom. Just going to lead on a tap land and send it. Or, I'm going to play Memnite. I don't think they're going to punish this, and it might poke for 1. Their turn 1 plays are usually Noble Hierarch or Aether Vial, neither of which are going to block a Memnite, and 1 damage could add up. Saga, good one. Saga, cast Springleaf Drum. Springleaf Drum, cast Thoughtcast. And Cranial Plating in the bank for next turn. And for 1. I earned that 1 point of damage. And I'm conveniently leaving up white, which as far as they know represents blacksmith skill. This is just humans, by the way. It's crazy that Grist is just in humans because you just name a different thing with one of your creature type lands. Your Lavinia. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Sure. Yeah. That's really good against the Affinity half of the deck. It's not as good against the Cranial Plating Urza Saga half of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I just main phase a construct, I can get Monitor here. This is non-creatures, right? Yeah, non-creatures. And it still costs 1. Lavinia. This checks all the boxes it needs to check for Lavinia. Thought Monitor, get in. And I cannot play the Sojourner's Companion. It will be countered. So I will pass the turn. Now I have both a flyer and a Big O that can pick up Shadow Spear or Cranial Plating as needed. Fire of Heroes, okay. Does this kill me? This is like a 2-mana Birthing Pod for only the creature type of the sacrifice creature +1. Okay, so they can get a 3-drop, 2-drop, or 3-drop human next turn. Construct. Tutor up Shadow Spear and just bring the ruckus here. Shadow Spear. Saga. Okay, yeah, they've had enough. Missed land drops, Pyre of Heroes doesn't do anything. Big Bash from Shadow Spear, and off we go. Okay, I have the portable holes, which are my answers to Lavinia, and that's all I got. Let's do it. I'm not bringing in Haywire Might for Pyre of Heroes. No respect for that one. This hand's a little tight, but I am going to run it. I can get the Memnite down before Lavinia shows up. And then I can just manipulate my Affinity to actually cast spells. And if I draw an untapped land, we're going nuts. There's a Vial. Okay, untapped land, that's so much better than the tap land. Springleaf Drum, Memnite, Shadow Spear. Or maybe I want to play another drum right now. Yeah, I want to hide the Shadow Spear, actually. I want that to surprise and kill them. And if they have just like Manic Vandal or something, I don't want to lose the Shadow Spear this early. Oh, kept the old 1-drop. 1-lander with Aether Vial, huh? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta get these Sojourner's Companions in while they still... Oh, there's not a Lavinia in play. I'm doing the Lavinia math like it matters, but there's not a Lavinia. We're good. Shadow Spear. Now I'm just dropping my cards into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think I should play the Sojourner Companion now. Oh, wait, I can't. Wait, how did I mess this up? The answer is... I assumed Springleaf Drum actually tapped for mana, which it only does 1 and not 2 of. Okay. Well, consider that another investment turn. This Aether Vial's why I didn't attack. Any human coming out of this thing eats my Memnite for free. Okay, if they Vial in Lavinia here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can still cast my 2 Sojourners, and then my Monitor, that's not a big deal. I'll take 3. I'll have bigger stuff than that starting next turn. Just please don't collect or oof me. Fire of Heroes, okay. They did not have a Lavinia. Etch Champion, huh? 1, 2, 3. I can't Etch Champion yet. Okay, I'm going to play Sojourner's Companion. Then I'm going to play the other Sojourner's Companion. And then I'm going to play Thought Monitor. And hopefully do even more. Another artifact. Okay, I am statted up versus a Vial and a Pyre. They have 4 spells in their hand. We know that because they haven't played a land. Oof is an oof. There's no like oof druid or like forest creature druid. I don't know. Like there's no clever card type on collector oof. It is just oof. But they can't pyre that up. Kataki's a spirit. They could get that green 2-mana Vandal card, Masked Vandal, and kill something, but you have to sacrifice your Champion of the Parish to kill one of my many problematic cards. I don't think that's the answer they're looking for. Ulvenwald Tracker. This is a fight monster. That's a pretty good one if it gets active next turn. That's what this Etch Champion has been waiting for its whole life. If they attack, I'm not going to block. I'm not taking that bait. Didn't attack. More Thought Monitors. Let it go. Let me have it. Rip it. Monitor the thoughts. Thought cast. Additional thoughts are being had here. Thought cast, let's go. Another companion. Automaton. Okay, I'm going to play Automaton, and then Companion Ornithopter, and then equip Shadow Spear to something big. Ornithopter, and then tap my Memnite and my Ornithopter. Equip Shadow Spear to a 4/4. And I'm going to send in the Bigos. It would need 2 humans to come into play for Champion to eat my 4/4. I'm fine trading anything for anything here. My board's better than theirs. All right, let's see what this 3-drop is. Reflector Mage. Okay, that's a pretty good one. That clears the 5/5. I'm glad I played the other Sojourner pre-combat. That would have been a blowout. And they're just taking their 6 here. Can't replay Sojourner, so I pass. They can Pyre up 4-drops now. I just don't know what Pyre does in their deck or what their tutor package is. Ulvenwald Tracker is online. They can't fight and Pyre. Yeah, it's about time to get my protection from everything creature into play. Once that's there, I have a steady stream of punishment for the rest of the game. I'm currently bigger than their board, but that won't last long. Champion of the Parish is now threatening to be 6/6 this turn. It would not be hard to get it there. Like, if they Pyre Noble Hierarch into Charming Prince, Flicker Reflector Mage, that's a bounce on a Sojourner, which locks both Sojourners in my hand for another turn. It gets Champion up to 6/6. It costs them their second mana source, which might be untenable, but that is a line that exists. It's probably not very good, though, because I still have a bunch of flyers in the Shadow Spear. I played a lot of humans back when it was the top deck in Modern, and you just have to keep these one-landers with Noble Hierarch and or Aether Vial, and just hope that they get there, and a lot of the time they don't. But you gotta trust the deck. And my opponent is playing the shit out of this game on just one land. Let's be clear. This isn't a slaughter because they missed their second land drop. They're still very much answering what I'm doing. Okay, we've got a Vile Grist, sure. Makes an insect. Milling Warping Whale. Fascinating. That's a card in your deck. I guess all the 5-color creature type lands do tap for colorless at baseline. Neat, I suppose. What's it doing in this matchup, though? What sorceries did I cast? I guess Thoughtcast is a sorcery? I don't know. Weird. I don't think I'd bring that in against Affinity. There's Lavinia, who does lock out Sojourner at this point. Etch Champion as a boss. Cranial Plating would be a great draw. No love on the plating. I can't pay 1 for Sojourner even if I want to, so out of luck there. Gonna equip Shadow Spear to... And I guess I can get one more crack with this 5/5 before it's irrelevant. Yeah, I'm gonna equip the 4/4, make it a 5/5. Going with the flyers and the 5/5. Oh, do I want to kill Grist? Yeah, I guess I do. Grist, and opponent get the hands. Yeah, that Grist gained them 4 life, but killing a 4/4 is worth at least that much. And I can cast Sojourner. It just gets countered, so I could put a counter on Patchwork, but I don't need to do that right now. I could do that next turn, and it gives me a chance to draw Portable Hole to clear the Lavinia and actually just get my 4/4. But I've stuck my untouchable monster, put Shadow Spear on that. They're on a 3-turn clock that they can do very little about. They could answer the Shadow Spear, but the creature is untouchable. I guess they could block with an Eldrazi Scion token. I take back everything I said about Warping Whale. Oh god. This is not a card I've ever seen. First Strike Reach. At the beginning of combat in your turn, put X+1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is Alana and Alana's power. That creature gains haste. Okay, so They can make a creature absolutely fudge-normous, but my protection from all colors creature will get in the way. They have nothing with trample. They do have reach. That's an annoying word to be on this card. Okay, that's champion. It's up to you. Let's draw a cranial plating sooner than later. They're using the pyre. Getting a 2-drop. Is there something techy? Do we just get Thali's Lieutenant? Okay, it is time for Mass Vandal. This is probably going to take out Shadow Spear. Yep. Okay. Lifelink's gone. They just went from a 3-turn clock to a 5-turn clock. It's a big change. I just need a cranial plating for the win. That's what we're drawing to here. They made Reflector Mage larger. Okay. Still no attacks. Cranial plating. Frogmite. Okay, another card that I actually can't play. And attack with that champion. Gotta start doing the damage where I can get it. This does feel kind of like old Modern, where you start to get control against Affinity and you can beat every card they have except for Etch Champion. This is a very nostalgic moment for me. Okay, they draw a land for turn. What does that unlock? They haven't been able to cast 3-drops for a while, but they have viled in multiples. But they ticked Vile up to 4. They have another Ulvenwald tracker. A bunch of those in the deck. They can get some big attacks in here. And, alright, activating the Pyre. Who's going? Mass Vandal has become Extraction Specialist, who returns Mass Vandal to play. Or do we get Tracker and start just mowing down my squad? Okay, it is Mass Vandal. What do you want to get rid of now? It's just one of the 4s. Oh, one of the flyers. Okay. They don't trust their reach creature to hold up. Once again, an opponent is in the 4-minute range, and I'm at 14 minutes. These Modern players. This lifelink creature is a problem. Oh, and then it has haste too. That sucks. Okay. I mean, I gotta kill this lifelink creature where I can, how I can. That sucks. That's a big swing in the game. Okay, that's gone. So is one of my 4s. Can I get a cranial plating, please? Gingerbrute. Okay. They don't have anything with haste over there. What's a counter on Automaton? Unblockable. Attack for 3. Awkwardly. Gains haste till end of turn. Okay, Helana and Elena do not blank Gingerbrute. And I'm gonna Frogmite to put a counter on Automaton. I'll save the companion. And I could also cycle companion for a land. Urza Saga is not an artifact land, unfortunately. Maybe I'm just supposed to do that, though. Yeah, this Pyre that I made fun of earlier is going off right now. Do they have another Extraction Specialist in the deck? Yeah, they do. Wow, okay. The engine is online. Battlecruiser operational. And they have enough mana this time to exile my Automaton and pay the ward. Just pumped it for no reason. Okay, they either didn't notice or didn't take it, which are all the same things to me. Yep, gassing up the lifelink creature again, which this time, okay, there's more happening. The 12/12's come in and also. Oh, they can't do that. Okay, attacking. I'm gonna jump with Ornithopter, or jump with Memnite. As long as it's not lifelink, I don't mind that much. And I am gonna land cycle the companion. And drawing Portable Hole is a thing, but I just need cranial plating, and then we're out of here. Grab a bridge. Cranial plating, please. Please. Oh god. Urza Saga, it's hard to be upset about. And I'm actually gonna hold back Etch Champion now. This is not what this game is about anymore. And Gingerbrute can sack to gain 3 life. Yeah, I can block sack and just absorb 15 on that thing. The Ulvenwald tracker is going to start going nuts, though. They're fighting my Gingerbrute. Who's fighting my Gingerbrute? Champion of the Parish. Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to gain 3 life. Food mode. Wonder how many extraction specials are in this deck. We're about to find out if there's another one. I guess of the moon, that kills my Urza Saga. That's disappointing. I can still just draw cranial plating and win, which has been the plan for most of the game and remains the case now. I'll block the 13/13 and I'll take 6. Yeah, I'm not giving up my automaton when I'm at 24. Come on, plating. Plating, plating. Opponent's hellbent. Now's the time. Plating, plating, plating. Portable Hull. Okay. I can play this card. And I think I want to get rid of Ulvenwald Tracker. At the Ornithopter, Portable Hull, throws Automaton. And yeah, I'd rather get rid of Tracker than Pyre or Lavinia at this point. Don't have a good attack for 7, but I do have reasonable blocks for 7. Okay. And once again, we wait. The clock is a viable win con. Cranial plating at any point is a win con. I do have basic island and 2 drums. I can play under Magus, which is locking the Horizon Canopy out of doing anything right now. Shout out to that. They put their Reflector Mage into combat, then realized that's a bad idea. I'm going to absorb the lifelink damage, and I don't want to take 13, so I won't. Come on, plating, or some cantrip that finds it. Sacking Vandal. Reflector Mage. They do have plenty to pay the ward for that. Okay. Well, deck, we've farted around long enough. Can I get a payout, please? Quit farting around. Real card, real card. Ornithopter gets countered by Lavinia. Oh no. I might be dead here. They can't play the Automaton. What is the total power and toughness of the rest of their board? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm just dead here. This is bad. Yep, that'll certainly do it if nothing else did. Give this creature haste, and they're going to kill me with 18 seconds on their clock. Yep. And that was that. Yeah, they drew Magus to the Moon the turn before my Saga came on. 1 blocker would have gone a long way there. I just blanked forever. Never had a Thought Cast, Thought Monitor, Forging the Anchor, or Cranial Plating, or Nettle Cyst, or anything that would have won the game on the spot. And they ground out of it with their 1-lander. This deck, it is definitely something from a bygone era, but the power level's still there. We had some actual just obliteration games. I made my piece on Blacksmith Skill. This should probably just be like 2 other Thought Casts. Just go all the way up, maximize on that. Just more cards is more important than any individual card. You can even go 3 and 3 on Thought Cast and another Forge. The explosiveness is fun. The tutoring with Urza Saga is fun. Shadow Spear is such a sick endgame. Plus you get Relic in the main deck. You could play an Aether Spellbomb too. That's a card that I saw in lists. It went 2-3, but one of them was a mistake from me. I just, in that Hardened Scales matchup, I just made an attack that doesn't change the clock and left me dead on the backswing. Just really questionable Magic the Gathering there. But we did just get straight up beat a number of times as well, and we also straight up beat a number of people, including Izzet Murktide. We just ran that deck over. That's a good deck to run over if you're going to run something over. And that is my experience with Affinity in Modern. Crow, thank you for asking me to play this. It is fun to dip into the well of decks that exist sometimes, go back to 2011 Modern, and see what it can do today. I miss Mox Opal, but I love Urza Saga. Little give, little take. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and everything else that supports the channel, and I'll see you next time.